Hey everybody! So this is the instructions for the final project. Now the final project uses everything we've learned in class and it twisted a little bit because now we're doing animations. In our last class we spoke quite a bit about animation, and today we're going to work through how to make this project. Now this is the really fun part of programming. So here is the end of project lesson screen. Now it'll come up blank, but I built a little bit just to show you what's going on. So we have all of these options over here to the left, and I'm going to run through them a little bit. So the world, you can set your background color. Now I have my background color set to galaxy, but there's all sorts of options. Now you can set it to just plain colors. You can change it so now it can be underground. Okay, so you can do anything you want with the world. You can have sounds play. You can print something on the screen. That means something you typed shows up on the screen. And then you just work from there. After you have your world, you need your sprite. Sprites are little pictures that you can edit and move around. For this demonstration, I'm using a cupcake. So I have the location of the cupcake to set next. See right here, it has our location bar. Now, if I have, let me grab that. All right, so if I have this one here, that sets that 200, 200. But if I press this little key here, now I can choose where to set it. Okay, and it'll update the coordinates on its own. But I want it to show up at a random location. So the way I did that is I clicked on location. Now this will let you choose a lot of options. Now you can choose the location of your sprite. Sprite remembers the little picture. You can rename your sprite. You can do all sorts of options. What's very important is making sure that you have the correct sprite chosen. So I have this sprite appear at random location, but now it's not setting it to the size I want. So now I'd have to change that. There, see, now it's set it to my size. We're going to go back to the cupcake because I like the cupcake. So we have locations, we have sprites, we have worlds covered. So let's talk about actions. There's a lot of actions, and they're all pretty self-explanatory. There's change the color, remove the color, move, turn, face, set, change. So that means you're changing all sorts of things about it. The option I have right now is setting the size. So it has a default size, see how big it is, but I wanted the size to be 50. But then again, we can also change the size to 500. Yeah, anything you want, just type it in there. So now let's look at events. Events are little side functions in your program. So my event is when I click the cupcake, it turns 90 degrees and it jumps to random location. All right, so let's run the program. Hear how it's making a sound too? That's because I have this play sound option. Okay, so there's a lot of cool things you can do. Or you can set it so when the rabbit touches the carrot, something will happen. These are just things that make your program do the next step. Okay, so behaviors. Now this is where it gets really interesting. So you can have your sprite, let's say the cupcake, begins to grow. All right, see now it's growing, it just keeps growing. Teleporting and growing. It's pretty great, right? So you can stick this growing thing anywhere. Maybe we just want it to grow when it gets moved. So let's run our program. Ah, it starts growing. Yeah. So that is some of the behaviors. Now, there's a lot of different behaviors. I say test them all. Play with everything. Find out which ones you like. Now, variables. We covered variables last lesson and the lesson before. This just means if I needed to do like the number 90 a bunch of times, I could just set, instead of typing 90 every time, I could set a variable and then just put that variable in and in and in. Math lets you do math. It's just as simple as that. A random integer from 1 to 100. An integer is a whole number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep going up to 100. So that'll give you some cool options if you say, oh, maybe I want it to be this big this time or this big, but you want it to set randomly. That's how you do it. Okay. Logic. These are our if statements. So if this happens, then this. We're really used to these and we've played with them a lot. I think you guys can figure this one out. Functions. So if you're creating a function, you get your own special screen this time. So let's say our function is change the color of the cupcake and then remove the color of the cupcake. So that means it'll change it, then immediately remove it. So that's a bit of a boring function, right? But it's just a quick little function you can create. Now, if you don't want to keep it, you just click delete and you delete it. Now, the example of functions that are already in here are these. See, this is a function. It says grow, change this sprite size by 1, and it just keeps going. Right? So there's a lot of functions already created for you, but you can make your own. Text. This lets you add your own text to the screen. It's a lot of fun. You can make it say things. You can change what it says. You can make it a movie if you want and give you subtitles, give you a big title screen come in. It's pretty great what you can create on this. And then comments, of course, tells you what it does. All right. So that is our final project. That's how you build it. I want everyone's to be as crazy as you can. Make it as fun and unique as you want it to be. And then when you present it, you'll be showing the program and you'll also be running through line by line, telling us what they do. Tell me what you wanted to do, if you were able to do it, and what problems you came across along the way. Thank you so much, guys. It's been absolutely wonderful coding with you. All right. Bye.